It has now been more than a week since a group of armed men took over a federal property in Oregon, triggering a standoff with law enforcement. And as John Blackstone reports, there is still no resolution in sight.
At a regular morning news conference, the armed group holding the wildlife refuge insisted they are here to stay.
We came here to go to work, to help people, and that's what we're going to do.
At a community meeting last night, residents agreed the federal government exercises too much control here. Rancher Tim Smith.
There's so many federal regulations that accrue to federal land.
But still, local residents have mixed feelings about the occupation. Just 3 miles from the refuge, rancher Tom Davis and his son Jake continue the hard work of raising cattle on the high desert.
I do think it's probably time for these guys to go home, and I just pray that nothing will really happen to them.
We haven't felt threatened at all by them. As long as they don't get violent, I think it's good coverage.
Good coverage, he says, for the challenges ranchers face across the West, where so much land is controlled by the federal government. Nearly 53% of Oregon is federally owned. It's much the same across most western states. Ranchers who often depend on federal land for grazing need permits from the Bureau of Land Management. Where they complain, the bureaucracy can be oppressive.
All of a sudden, the BLM, where it used to have just a few people managed, now there's hundreds of people in there.
While both the occupiers and local ranchers say they should take control of the land, the leader of the local Paiute Indians says history suggests another answer.
We as a tribe view that this is still our land, no matter who's living on it.
The conflict over who controls the West's wide open spaces seems as old as the West itself. John Blackstone, CBS News, Burns, Oregon.